And we're live, but nobody's here with me, and it makes me so sad when I go live and there's no one here with me. But soon enough, people will get notifications, and there will be a lot of people here with me. All right, looks like we got some people starting to join. Hello, guys. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Do a little Q&A. It's been a while since I've gone live. It's probably been at least a month. It's been at least a month since last time I went live on here, so we're just gonna do some fun Q&A today and enjoy ourselves. I'm eating a snow cone. By the way, if you want to start a like insanely profitable business, start a little snow cone business. Like, oh my goodness, it was like $3.75 for the snow cone I got right now, right? And all it is ice with some corn syrup on the top. Like, holy smokes, guys! It probably cost them less than like 50 cents to make these. They sell them for $3.75. Start a snow cone business. You'll be making some money. Let me tell you, especially with summer coming. So, anyways, happy to have you guys here on Friday night. You guys don't have anything better to do than spend Friday night with me? Like, come on, man, this is awesome. Okay, so let's see what happened today in the markets. Markets went down, I think, like 0.5% or something like that. Let's see, and then we're going to start doing some Q&A action. Oh, breaking news! Look at this, breaking news. Trump orders targeted strikes in Syria to retaliate for chemical weapons attack. So I guess Trump's ordering some targeted strikes in Syria. That should be interesting. Um, Obviously, the markets aren't going to open until Monday, so we don't know how that would affect the markets or not affect the markets. We really don't know. But markets were down about 0.5% on the Dow today, 0.3% on the S&P, and 0.5% on the Nasdaq today. So bank earnings came out very strong. They pretty much beat across the board. Wells Fargo, J.P. Morgan, and Citigroup, they all beat pretty easily, especially on EPS side. But anyways, let's do some Q&A, guys. Let's get some Q&A going. Hope you guys are doing great out there. Thoughts on General Electric stock? I actually just shared that in my stock market membership group today. You know, I've never liked GE. I've never owned a share of GE in my life, and I probably might not ever. The business is, it's not in my circle of competence really. Like they sell, turbines and engines and stuff like that, and they have an appliance business. But I'm like, what is their competitive advantage against like Samsung or against like LG or Whirlpool? They got so many competitors in a lot of their spaces. I don't know. It's never been a company I liked, regardless of any price it's at, really. Started watching your channel a few weeks ago. Just opened my trading account today. Congratulations. Hope you have many decades of success in the stock market. L brand's going to jump. I don't know if L brand's going to jump anytime soon. All I know is I'm a heavy buyer of L brands right now, and I will continue to be. I believe in the company long term. Al's World of Finance. What's up, Jeremy? I love the fact that you're talking more about stocks. Happy to have you here, Al's World of Finance. I hope you're still making YouTube videos. I don't know if you are or not. Eli is fantastic. Yeah, Eli has held up insanely well despite everything that's kind of gone on in the markets and whatnot. So, let's see. Let's see. I want to help people thinking to open up a YouTube channel. I will have you as a strong reference, Cuban guy here. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm happy to inspire anybody. JP Morgan did not beat expectations. Yes, they did on EPS and on revenue. You can fact check that. Look at the EPS and revenue. JP Morgan easily beat. Stocks immune to trade war. Well, that would be mostly stocks that don't do any international business. If you're looking for stocks that, are immune to trade war, I guess basically just domestic companies. You play poker out there in Vegas? I do not play poker out here in Vegas. No, I don't. I don't gamble at all. But if I was to gamble, I would play poker without question. No question about it. Should I buy Lockheed Martin in anticipation of World War III? You never know. You could go that way. It might be a good pick. What do you think of companies with negative PE? I'm not a fan because they're unprofitable businesses. It's hard to judge unprofitable businesses unless you have an insane insight on how profitable that business will be one day. It's just not a fan. Let's see what else we got here. I'm slowing down the chat so I can get to all your guys's because there's going to be too many messages going through. How high will Eli rise? We just Eli shares. I'm just holding my Eli shares currently. I don't know what price I would sell those at. Maybe above 25, I might start selling, but who knows how much it will rise. It depends on, if they can keep beating numbers and whatnot and keep posting some nice ones. How did you think about earnings today? The earnings look strong. Wells Fargo beat, JP Morgan beat, Citigroup beat. It was just beats all around. Thoughts on Amazon taking over the world? Great company. They've clearly won the next revolution of online business. What's your opinion of Facebook right now? Zuckerberg did phenomenal. He did such a good job on the Capitol Hill hearing. Like, that's a hard thing. You're getting grilled by all those senators and whatnot. And he did a hell of a job. He did a hell of a job, just answering the questions and whatnot. And that company's going to be great long term. Only thing I would caution anybody in regards to Facebook is it'll be interesting to see how their numbers do for the remainder of the year, being that executive management is so focused on other things other than making money right now. They got so much drama going on with the Cambridge Analytica scandal and whatnot that their focus is not on the business and not trying to make more money right now. Their focus is all about security and all this other stuff that's taking away time. So it'll be interesting to see if that affects numbers for the remainder of the year in their guidance and things like that. So, but I mean, they're set long term. It's a great company. All right, let's see. Trying to slow this down. Gonna go back up here a bit. What do you think of Walmart? Okay, I'm not a fan of Walmart at all. I think they have missed the boat so bad on online. They bought that Jet.com, try to fluff some numbers, make things look better than they really are, and they're just behind the ball in my opinion. Jeremy, been watching your videos for a few weeks. Got me back into investing again with your help. Thanks. I'm happy to hear that. It's a lifelong process. Still not interested in buying Bitcoin after retracement? No, but it is something I still pay attention to. It's very interesting to me, but no, I haven't made any bets there. What do you think about Ford? Not a fan of any of the automakers, haven't been for a long time, mainly because they're not focused on the next war, and Tesla's beating them all to that war. Thoughts on REITs? REITs are okay, but the problem is a lot of REITs lack growth. So a lot of times you'll stick money in REITs, and can you make some money? Yeah, but a lot of times, yeah, you might make, let's say 6%, 8% dividend, but a lot of times those stocks don't even go up. So you make 6 to 8% per year. It's not horrible, but at the same time, you can do better. You ever thought you could be so successful? How's your happiness level compared to how your life used to be? I would say, with more financial success, I'm not, more happy or anything like that. I've always just been a happy person and optimistic and things like that. It doesn't really affect things. It's good that I know I impact people's lives and hopefully a positive way. That's about it. But it's not like I'm magically more happy because my net worth is such and such amount. It's just not how it works. And I think most people would tell you that it's not how it works. Once you get to a level where you're comfortable, anything after that, it's not I don't know. And especially for me, not being a materialistic person, it's not like I'm going out and buying jewelry and stuff like that. It's just not what I do. How do you think Spotify will do? Spotify, I got a whole video. Go check out the video I posted, I think 2 weeks ago on Spotify. I share all my thoughts around Spotify and their competition, and that goes really in depth there. What's going on with Cruise? Cruise is in a situation right now where everything's the focus is all short term on Cruise. People are just worried about the numbers short term and whatnot. I'm thinking long term with Cruise, and I love some of the long term things and trends they have going for them. Some phenomenal things. But everybody right now is just focused short term, and that's what's created the drop in Cruise. So it is what it is, and we'll see if it bounces back. After these next earnings. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm planning on holding that one probably through 2021 at least. So that's a long, long time from now. Let's see what else we got here. You should do these live chats more often. They're awesome, man. Glad you enjoy them. I should do them more often. I agree. I think I haven't done one in over a month. Alibaba, phenomenal business. Just phenomenal business. Can I negotiate a private club membership? No, you cannot negotiate a private club membership, but should I let the cat out of the bag right now? Well, just there's only 250 of you guys on here, but I'll let you know. I'm putting my 11-part stock market investing mastery course also in the group. So not only if you're in the group, you'll have access to that, plus the stock options group, plus all the lessons, plus everything. I'm just adding that in there, just another thing that will be awesome for people. Dropbox versus Box, I would go with Dropbox 100%. I use Dropbox, I always use it for my real estate business. I still have an account. I have a lot of friends that use theirs for their businesses and whatnot. Dropbox, I just prefer it over Box any day of the week. Let's see what else we got here. What is the max amount you lost in a stock? Well, the max amount I could tell you was GoPro. That was the max amount I lost in one particular stock, and I'm not disclosing that figure, but it was not nice to me. But I lost less in that one stock, even though it was my number one investment, than what I lost in 2015. If you know anything about my 2015 story, with margin trading, short-term trading, going away from everything that ever made me successful, that was the most amount of money I ever lost in a year, and that was what was that? 75,000 I lost that year. Whew. I hope I never go back there. That was harsh. Opinion on Microsoft. Microsoft's just not a business I like. They're trading at a really high multiple still, and I just don't see the growth there. They got some good growth in cloud, but man, cloud is competitive, especially with Google and Amazon and whatnot. I don't know. I've never been a fan of Microsoft. Maybe I'm just not seeing it, but man, I'm just not a fan of that one. My mom wants to send you my meatloaf. Very nice. That's what I'm talking about. Thoughts on Spotify. I shared those thoughts in a video about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Check that out. Let's see what else we got. Subscription sounds good, but do you need to sign up? No, if you sign up for like my monthly membership club, like you can cancel at any time. Like you can just join for a month, and then if you don't like it, you can just cancel, watch all the videos, and I won't judge you for that. But what do you like about L brands? L brands, I like Victoria's Secret. I like Bath and Body Works, extremely strong brands. Pink brand there. Their numbers came out for their monthly numbers. They were all positive as far as if you look at it from the store and direct business. I think sales were up 4% versus last year, and it's trading at a 10 forward PE, straight profit machine. Bras and underwear, like selling bras that probably cost like $3 to make, selling them for $20. Like who doesn't like that kind of business? That's where it's at, and such brand recognition. It's ridiculous. GoPro getting bought out. Oh my gosh, I know I haven't talked about. I was thinking about doing a video on GoPro, but I just can't do it, man. I just can't do a GoPro video. It hurts me to even talk about that company. But no, they could get bought out. Xiaomi might buy them out for like $7.50, maybe. That's if Woodman wants to sell. But the thing is, Woodman's probably had better offers in the past, and he hasn't bought it. So, he hasn't sold the company yet. So, whether he takes like $7.50 or not, we'll have to see. But and it's one of those. If you're a trader and you want to try to trade it, you could buy it and hope it goes up a bunch, here in the short term and they get bought out, or play call options, short-term call options or something like that. But I don't know. It's not something I would do. Would you buy Amazon stock as of now? I haven't bought Amazon stock. I think there's better places for my money, but I believe in Amazon so much for the future. I think that's going to be a multi-trillion-dollar company someday. Like probably 10 years from now, it's going to be a multi-trillion-dollar company. I think there are better places for my money, but I love Amazon. Like it's just a beast, and they can't be stopped unless government tries to stop them. They can't be stopped, man. Let's see. How did you grow such a glorious mustache? Years of dedication and having children. Once you have kids, just the mustache and the beard, it all comes in at the same time. Bunny Ranch in Nevada is going public. You got to be joking with me. The Bunny Ranch in Nevada can't be going public. There's no way. That's got to be some kind of joke. But that would be an interesting one to buy. I would just like to look at their financials. Oh my goodness. Apple or Amazon? Oh, that's tough. That's tough because I love both those companies long term. Apple, I would have to go with just because it's more of a value play and I'm more of a value investor. I love growth companies, but Amazon's trading at a ridiculous forward P right now. Apple, I think, is trading at like a 12 forward P. So although Apple probably doesn't have the growth that Amazon has, I would still go with Apple. Let's see what else we got here. Is it a good time to buy the S&P 500? It's almost always a good time to buy the S&P 500 if you're looking at it from a long-term perspective. If you're always looking at it from a short-term perspective, who knows? The market could go down here and there and things like that. Like short term, anything can happen. Long term, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you're going to be worth a heck of a lot more if you bought the S&P 500. That's just the bottom line. Unless you believe, don't believe in America and whatever, and that's your opinion. But why did JP Morgan go down? I don't know. I think they went down over 3%. They beat on earnings, on revenue and EPS very nicely. I have no clue. I don't know if maybe Wall Street was hoping for even better numbers, or who knows what they were expecting there. It'll be there, but I did see their trading business was pretty strong, so that's good news from Goldman Sachs, because Goldman Sachs has even a bigger trading business. So if JP Morgan's trading business was doing good, Goldman Sachs, which is actually my investment, will probably do even better. So I'm very happy about that. How high do you think MU could go in the next few years? Well, MU, it's all dependent upon those memory prices. If memory prices come down in a big way, it's not going up anymore. It's going to be going down. But if memory prices stay stable, or obviously if they rise, that stock could be $100 plus stock, a few years from now. But the main question people have is they believe in the back half of this year, going into 2019, memory prices could start to fall. Memory prices start to fall, guess what happens to MU earnings? They start going down. So it's all dependent upon pricing with them, at least right now. So, let's see. How high do you think Amazon stock will be by the end of the year? I don't even want to make predictions like that. Like, that's a crazy prediction. But I will go on record saying they're going to be a multi-trillion-dollar company within a decade. Multi-trillion-dollar company. Let's see. Hi, Jeremy. Serious question. If you got $100,000 today, what would you do? Buy one stock, maybe buy 5 to 10 stocks. I would buy 5 to 10 stocks. That's what I would do, with an extra $100,000. I probably wouldn't stick it all in one stock, and especially if let's say that money was my only money, like obviously I got to diversify a bit. So, Jeremy, we are going ahead with the bombings in Syria. Will this affect stocks massively? I don't know. I really don't know. And unfortunately, we can't really see futures right now because obviously tomorrow's Saturday. So who knows? Honestly, I have no clue whether it will affect stocks. If it does, phenomenal. If it makes stocks go down, I'm a buyer of stocks long term. I don't really care. But we'll see. We'll see on Monday. Do you learn everything to do with investing on your own? Example, Google, YouTube, books. For the most, yeah. I never had like a formal teacher or anything like that. I learned everything pretty much off the internet. And on YouTube back then, there was like no one talking about stocks. So I would just watch Warren Buffett interviews like all day. I would just watch everything. I would watch Warren Buffett interviews back from like the 90s that like people uploaded and whatnot. Those interviews are probably still up there and whatnot. And I just self-taught, read books, just learned and learned and learned. Let's see what else we got here. How long do you plan to hold Eli? There's no real time frame in mind. I could tell you, I don't know. There's no real time frame. That stock, I don't really have a particular time. If that went up massively, let's say it goes up 50% this year, for the remainder of this year, there's a chance I might sell that one out, honestly. There's not that one. I don't have a particular time frame in mind. Do you have kids? Yes, I do have kids. I have a 3-year-old, and I also have a 6-month-old boy. 2 boys. Let's see. Marijuana stock companies. Oh, man, there's too many questions I have about regulation. Too many questions I have about who's going to be the real winners in there. It's just, it's too spec for me right now. Let's put it that way. It's too spec. Marijuana stocks, it's too much of a gamble at this point for me. Maybe you have better insight than me, but for me, it's not something I'm doing. AMD versus Intel. I might pick Intel, honestly, but yeah. How do you feel about penny stocks? Not a fan at all. Tips for a 16-year-old trying to make money. Check out all my passive income videos. Those are definitely helping. I also have videos about good jobs for teenagers. Check out that video. It's a super popular video on the channel. Those should help you out. All right, let's roll up here. Get a little more current with you guys. Thoughts on GE? I shared my thoughts a little earlier in the live stream. This should be reposted anyways. But thoughts on GE, not a company I'm interested in at all. So, how do you think about Contran Research? Bet against Kramer about NVIDIA? I'm not sure about that. I don't know what you're referring to there. Um, you don't invest in any ETFs to diversify? No, I'm 100% just stocks. I just invest in individual stocks. I think right now, between my wife and I believe we own 9 stocks total. Um, Netflix or Nvidia? Oh man, Netflix or Nvidia? That's tough. I'd probably go Nvidia. Netflix or Nvidia. If I was forced to, I'd probably go Nvidia. Thoughts on Trump sending missiles to Syria? I don't know, man. I don't really have any thoughts around it. I just saw it right now. Um, how do you feel about physical gold or silver? I'm more of a fan of silver than gold. I own some physical silver. That's just how I feel about it. Favorite semiconductor stock, Cirrus Logic. After Cirrus Logic, probably Skyworks Solutions. Probably Skyworks Solutions after Cirrus Logic, but Cirrus Logic is definitely my number one. Do you invest in real estate? I do not. I might someday, but I don't. I don't at this point in time. Um, what's the longest time you've had a stock? I would say probably 3 years. Usually, when I go into a stock, I plan on holding it for at least 2 years. Like usually, I'm thinking like I'll hold this stock for 2 to 5 years, anywhere in between there, and I'm like thinking about that. But a lot of times, things happen. Maybe one stock gets super cheap, and I'm like, I gotta buy this stock, or maybe one of my stocks goes up a ton, and I'm like, now it's overvalued, or it's already fairly valued. There's no point being in this one anymore, so I sell it off. So I probably 2 or 3 years is probably the longest I've ever held a stock, and it's just because that's the way it is. It's stocks, make a move, and then I either sell them or whatnot. Why do zero debt companies with increasing sales go down? Good question. Sometimes the stock market doesn't make sense. And just so sometimes the stock market not making sense, that's what makes it such a great opportunity for, buyers out there. Because if everything was valued perfectly all the time, there would be no opportunity to really make money. If every stock was fairly valued all the time, there would never be opportunity to make money in this market. The only reason people like myself and people that are long-term investors in companies can make so much money over the long term is that the market misprices certain stocks really bad, and it makes no sense. And so what do? We go in and buy them, and then eventually they get fair price. Maybe it's a year down the road, maybe it's several years down the road, but that ends up happening. And it's just the stock market. It's been the way the stock market is for 100 plus years. It'll be the way the stock market is 100 years from now. The market misprices stocks. They don't really see things coming in the future, and then long-term buyers can come up and scoop up shares for cheap and sell them for when they're actually fairly valued or valued correctly years from there. How do I explain to my parents that I don't want to go to college? Oh man, that's a hard question. You just got to be well. Everybody's parents are different. Some parents react crazy. Some are like cool with it. But you just gotta be honest with them. You just gotta have a heart to heart, sit down meeting with them, and just tell them, man, like you're not interested, and it is what it is. And if you got an idea, if you got like a plan, I think they're gonna take it a lot better. The problem is sometimes people try to have that meeting with their parents or whatnot. The parents want them to go to college, let's say, and they don't want to go to college, and so that meeting happens and it doesn't go so well because the person that doesn't want to go to college anymore, the kid, he's got no plan or she's got no plan, and it's like, okay, what are you going to do? If you got a concrete plan and you're like, I don't need to do this and this, and you can explain it to them, here's why I don't want to go to college, because this is gonna, if you can do that, you're probably in a good position just to have a sit down meeting. If you're going in there and just like, oh, I don't want to go to college, it's like, and you got parents that are pushing you toward college, it's gonna be hard. What is going on here? Okay, we're back on. I don't know what happened there for a second, guys. It like disconnected. But the last time I tried to do a live stream, I got so frustrated, and YouTube like shut down a few times. So I think we're back on now. Are we back on? Can you guys see me? We're all good. All right. I hope we are back on. Let's see here. Let me scroll up here a bit. What are your thoughts with Starbucks stock? Starbucks stock is just highly valued right now. It's trading at a really high PE, like as if the company has massive growth ahead of it. And maybe it does on a super long-term basis. But, over the next few years, I don't see Starbucks being in a position where they're going to grow massively. Yet the stock is trading at prices like the stock's going to grow massively. I think that stock's trading at a 25, 28 forward P or something like that. Last time I looked, at least. I don't know. I think it's just overvalued right now. If it was trading in the 18 range, 17 forward P, I'd probably buy it, but not where it's at right now. Um, Tell your parents you're joining the Navy. Come talk to me. I'm a recruiter. Yeah, you could tell them you're joining the Navy. That might go well. Thoughts on growth potential of Disney with their streaming service? So Disney's a phenomenal company, phenomenally run, great brands. Um, but you got in. Can they, do some things big time in the streaming space? Absolutely. But something you got to keep in mind, it's not a given. It's not like, just because Disney's going to enter the space, they're going to be successful. So I'd say just take it with risk. Don't think, let's say Netflix, I don't know what Netflix valuation is right now, but let's say Netflix market cap right now is $100 billion, right? I wouldn't just go into that thinking, oh, potential 100 billion over here or 50 billion. It's not really the way it works. But there, with how many networks they own, with how many, gosh, the Disney brand is amazing. How many different brands they own and whatnot, characters. They're going to have a great opportunity to do something really special in the streaming space. Whether they have the talent and executive management to pull it off, it's another question. By the way, did you guys see the interview today on YouTube? It was up on YouTube. I think CBS did it with Elon Musk. He's talking about he's sleeping on the Tesla factory floor. Did you guys see that? I watched that a little while ago. Definitely search it after the live stream. Very interesting stuff. McGregor versus Tyson Prime MMA fight. Oh, dang, that's a good one. Because usually I would never give a boxer a chance in an MMA fight, but dang, Tyson was such a beast back in the day. He just catch you with one punch, you're done. So I would have to go Tyson. Tyson was a lot. Tyson was like 190 something pounds, and he was straight muscle. I don't think, even though McGregor's an MMA fighter, I don't think he'd want to mess with Tyson. That's the bottom line there. I would take Tyson. Who you got for NBA playoffs, final and winner? Well, I would love to say the Cavs, but honestly, Golden State has so much talent, it's almost unfair. I don't know. I'll say the Cavs. Let's just go with the Cavs. Disney stock has been consistently stable through the last 2 months of drama. Okay. Any thoughts on European stocks and why you don't invest in them right now? A lot of times why I don't invest in many European stocks is honestly, there's so many U.S. companies I have to invest over here that it never even gets to a place where I'm like, oh, let me go try to search up some European stocks. And then on top of that, so many of the big Chinese companies list here on the American exchanges. So I'm in a position where it's like, do I really need to look across the pond and see what companies are over there when I got so many to look for over here? That's the main reason, honestly, why I don't really touch many European stocks. It's not that I have something against Europe or I don't believe in Europe or something. It's just there's so many companies over here in the States to invest in, and with how many Chinese companies list over here, it's insane. And then also there's a lot of European companies that are over here on the exchanges too. So it's just too much. Let's see what else we got here. Will Wynn be bought out by MGM? I highly doubt it. Wynn would need to sell for probably $30 billion. MGM wants to buy Wynn, they probably need to buy it for $30 billion plus. Okay? MGM doesn't have that kind of money, guys. MGM's already loaded up on tons of debt. So which means MGM would need to take out even more debt. And, it's just a bad situation. I don't see it. I don't really see it. That would be... I wouldn't loan them the money to do that. That's just crazy, in my opinion. Would you classify a hot dog as a sandwich? Oh, my goodness. Would you ever buy Wynn again? Yeah, I have nothing against Wynn. I'd need it lower than it's at now, but absolutely, I would buy Wynn again. Do you like Chinese food? Oh, yeah, who doesn't like Chinese food? Absolutely. How do I increase $200 to $1,000 in stocks? Well, put another $800 in your account. No, just kidding. Well, okay, if that's all you need to worry about your income first off. But second, if you're trying to go $200 to $1,000, your main focus needs to be you're not going to do that overnight or something like that. Like otherwise, you might lose that $200. You need to just be focused long term in building that up. Let's see what else we got. Blacked out watch, nice. Yes, I do have a blacked out watch tonight. Read BP report. They have big growth the next few years. Story about BP. BP had the big oil spill, and everybody was selling BP stock like insane. I ended up buying BP stock, after the oil spill, a few weeks after the oil spill, and I flipped it. I think I bought it, I want to say like $37. I sold it for like 41 or something. Flipped it for a quick profit. That was my first time I ever really went against the grain. That was crazy. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was in the Gulf of Mexico, if I recall, and their pipe was leaking, and they had cameras down there. You could see the oil just shooting up into the ocean. Insane. What do you think of BA? Okay. I don't know. Not a company I'm not interested in. Let's just put it that way. Do you think Nike has growth potential? Absolutely. How much growth potential? I'm not sure. I'm not sure they have that much growth potential, but I'm sure there'll still be a company that grows in the future. If I had to buy Under Armour or Nike, I might actually buy Under Armour, honestly, if I was forced to buy one of those, but neither one I'm very interested in. My wife calls you my boyfriend because I watch your videos every day. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for being here. Hope you enjoy them. Let's see. What about Dropbox? Great company. I haven't looked in them from valuation standpoint recently, so I don't want to give my opinion there. How much do you need to invest to make income out of a stock? I assume you need 5,000 to 7,000 every month. If you were if like you did nothing in life, like you had no other income sources and stocks was your only one, that's a hard thing to say, because it depends on your living expenses. If you want to live an extravagant lifestyle, you're going to need to be making 10,000 plus per from stocks a month. But I would get to. Usually, if I ever had to give advice to somebody that was like, can I retire and just make money from stocks? I would say you need to have at least $3 million in your account before you focus just solely on stocks. That's my opinion. It is what it is. But that's kind of what I think there. 3 million. Are you ready for Trump to be voted out? I don't know. It could be interesting. We'll have to see what happens. If he gets voted out, Pence is right there. So I don't think it's there wouldn't be much change in the agenda, in my opinion. If it's Trump there or Pence there, it's probably the same thing going to happen. Are you saving stocks? Are you saving stocks, selling them for later? What is a decent price for cheap stocks? That's a really deep question there. Can you get me a job at QT? It's been I think I left QT in 2014, so I'm not sure I got any connections left at QT anymore, so probably not. Will Walmart sales grow because of the memes? Oh, that must be because of the ukulele kid or whatever, that kid that was singing at Walmart or whatever. I don't know if that's what Walmart's counting on to save their sales, and they're not going to be doing too good. Let's see here. How do you like your Alfa Romeo? Love it. I love that Alfa. It is a lot of fun, comfortable. Love that thing. Jeremy, what hair product do you use in your hair? Nothing. Just out here in Nevada, it's just when the sun hits you, it's like bakes your hair. And I literally don't use anything in my hair. Let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna probably jump off this live stream pretty soon, but I'm gonna take some more questions. Working full time, what are some side business ideas to start? There's so many. Check out all my passive income videos. I have like 8 million ideas I've given away on this channel over time. There's so many things you can do. It's ridiculous. It just depends on what route you want to go. Me, for YouTube, it made sense. I was like, oh, let me try, I have my real estate marketing company I was just starting. And I started YouTube, and it just kind of made sense for me to get on here. But every person is different. But I got tons of those videos on the channel. Yahoo Finance or Google Finance. I still use Yahoo Finance. I don't use it for research. I use it more just for quickly glancing over like 4Ps, or maybe looking at the financials a bit. But a lot of times I use investor relation pages for looking at the financials. I don't trust some of their numbers. Do you think you will finally invest in crypto as the market has crashed? I'm not planning on it yet. I might someday. I won't say I'll never do it, but still not yet. But I did see crypto bounce back really strong a couple days ago. So that's good. There's some stability in that market. Hopefully that crash is over for crypto investors out there. We shall see. How do you reach 500 subscribers on YouTube? Slowly. Don't force it. It takes a long time. I think I had, oh gosh, I had probably 70. I think I had 60 or 70 videos up before I even hit 100 subscribers on the YouTube. So all I would say is don't rush it. Like, it takes time. If you want to actually build a YouTube channel, like, you can't rush it, man. It just takes time. Especially the first 100 subscribers are the hardest. Okay, the next hardest is 1,000. Once you get over 1,000, as long as you got YouTube down at that point, you can build to 10,000 real quick and 100,000 real quick. But it's just that first 100, man. That first 100, following you and all your family members and friends, then it's easy. But if you're trying to build actual people that want to follow you and you got nobody that watches your channel, man, it's hard. It's hard. You just got to be patient with it. Thoughts on Toll short term? As far as the stock price goes, I don't, who knows? But as far as the company financials go, they're going to be blowing them away this year. Well, the financials for Toll Brothers is going to be phenomenal. But once again, whether that means the stock goes up or not, who knows? All I know is, as far as the profit numbers, they're going to do amazing. How many streams of income do you have? I would say probably seven. Probably seven streams of income, somewhere around there. Maybe more, but probably at least seven. What do you think of day trading? Not a fan of it at all. I'm a fundamental investor. I look at the long term. I think that's, business 101. Business in the simplest sense is, starting a business or buying a business that you believe in for the coming years. Day trading doesn't involve that. It involves technicals and trying to look at little bits of data here and there. And no, not my thing. Any dividend stocks you would recommend? I think Apple is a phenomenal. I think Apple's probably the best dividend stock out there. I mean, it only pays like, I think, a 2% yield, or just under a 2% yield. But watch how much Apple is going to raise that dividend over the next 5 years. That dividend is going to be able to go up so much because they're paying out such a little amount in that dividend currently. So if I was buying a dividend stock, strictly thinking about it from dividend perspective, Apple's the one to go with. Because although they only pay a 1.5 or 2% yield right now, watch over the next 5 years the way that dividend goes up. It's going to be incredible. Is eBay resale a good business? It can be. Depends on how you approach it, but there's tons of people that make tons of money on there. Some people that built, multi-million-dollar companies, $10+ million revenue companies off eBay, just reselling type of stuff. Where do you think Disney stock will be in 5 years? I would say higher than it is today. But yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Love this channel. Glad to have you here. Thank you for the nice compliment. Are you still adding to Eli even though it's R1 right now? Apple is undervalued like a mofo. I would say so, especially if you're looking at it from a long-term basis. Let's see what else we got here. Is it common to gain $3 in your first day of stocks? Do you see Apple above $200 before year's end? I think it has a great opportunity to maybe potentially reach there because of their profit numbers are going to be phenomenal for the remainder of the year. With iPhone 10 being there, and then also from the perspective of the way they've kind of revamped the iPad business. Services is still growing so phenomenally. Their tax rate just got dropped in a big way. I think it's got a great opportunity to reach 200. But once again, trying to bet on where a stock price will go in the short term is a hard thing to do. That's a hard thing to do. But I can just tell you their profit numbers are going to be up very strong for the remainder of the year. It's going to be a great year for there. Do you think Netflix is good for short term? I don't think short term, man. I'm a long term investor. Who knows? All about that long term. Let's see what else we got here. Are you friends with the monk? Not sure who the monk is. Thoughts on show Billions? I've never watched it. I don't really watch any shows, man. I read annual reports all day and listen to conference calls. And then if I'm not doing that, I'm playing with my kids and enjoying my wife and stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't really have much time for shows and stuff, unfortunately. People always ask me questions like that about that Billions show. I don't know what it's even about. I'm assuming it's about something money related because it's called Billions, but I couldn't even tell you. You think that Apple Music is eventually going to surpass Spotify? Absolutely, absolutely, especially from a revenue standpoint. Yeah, 100%. Um, do you watch any programs on CNBC? I do not. Mad Money. I used to watch Mad Money back when I was getting in the stock market, like 2008, 2009. And I used to watch a lot of CNBC, but now I don't. I almost not don't even watch any TV. I'll be completely honest with you guys, man. If it comes to TV, even like a lot of financial stuff, I don't. I read online a ton. I use CNBC app every single day, and usually multiple times per day. But as far as watching CNBC on TV, I don't. Is Ricky Gutierrez your arch enemy since he's a I don't even know what that is, man, but I don't know. What are you eating? It's a snow cone. And like I told everybody at the beginning of the stream, you want to start a business and make some money, start a freaking snow cone business. This little snow cone right here, $3.75. This couldn't have cost them more than like 20 cents to make, honestly. All it is some ice with some flavoring on top. What is that, 20 cents, 25 cents? Start a snow cone business, man. Straight profit machine. Watch the show, you'll enjoy it. Okay, I assume that talking about that billion show. How's the 10 million net worth ideas coming along? Not sure what that means. So what is Apple Music doing right that Spotify is doing wrong? It's not so much that. It's just when you have the Apple, it's the ecosystem. It's the ecosystem. You know what? Marcus Brownlee, who's one of the biggest tech YouTubers, he did a video called "The Ecosystem." It was like 3 or 4 weeks. I highly suggest you watch that video. It's just the ecosystem, man. That's just what it is. They got me that way. I'm Apple Music 100% of the way. I'm in the ecosystem. I have no plans on changing or anything like that. Jeremy, I am a senior in high school with no money. Can I still learn about the stock market? Should I? Absolutely. Like, when I learned about the stock market, I didn't have any money either. My first investment, I think, was like $247. That was my first investment. So, absolutely, man. It doesn't matter whether you got money at that particular time or not. It's better to learn now because someday, well, hopefully, you know, if you do things right, you're going to have a lot of money someday. And you're going to need to make that money into money. Otherwise, you're just playing half the game. How can I make $1,000 in a stock market? Put it in a stock, and well, you could do it this way. You can have $100,000, put it in a stock, and make 1% of your money, and then you made $1,000. How many hours do you work in a day typical? It's hard. It doesn't even feel like work to me. Like I'm doing a live stream right now. Like this doesn't feel like work. I guess it's technically work, but it's like, is it really work? Even when I look into companies, it doesn't even feel like work. So I don't even know how to calculate like that. It's hard to calculate because I work from home. So sometimes I'll go play with my son in the backyard, like randomly and stuff. And like I'll go to the park and run or work out or something. So yeah, I don't even know. It could be 10 hours a day. It could be 12 hours a day. It could be 8 hours a day. I don't even know how to calculate. It's not like I like get up at, let's say 9 o'clock and I work till 5 o'clock and then at 5 o'clock I'm done. It's like tonight, you know, after I get off this live stream, I'll probably go play, you know, with my kids a bit. And then, after that, I might watch some Coachella on YouTube, and then after that, I'll probably look at companies until 2 in the morning. That's just my life. So let's see. MU, we talked about MU earlier in the stream, and this will be replayed on the channel, or should be. What are your long-term goals? Don't really have any super specific long-term goals. Just build. You know, there's no end. There's no end number for me. It's just build and build and build. Let's see, what else we got here? I'm going to get off this live stream in a few minutes, so I'm just going to take a couple more questions. So I want to look for some good ones. Warren Buffett or Peter Lynch? Warren Buffett, 100%. You know about me. You know I'm all about that Oracle from Omaha. What do you think of people who say the stock market is nothing but gambling? It can be. It can be nothing but gambling. It all depends on your approach to it. Do you believe in buying businesses for the long term? Is that gambling? I guess technically it is, but then everything's gambling. But if you know what you're doing and you're buying companies from a long-term perspective, that's business. That's business at the end of the day. That's business, okay? Now, if you're just sticking money in whatever stock, you don't know anything about them, and you're just like throwing money out there, and you don't know what you're doing, and you're playing things short-term, that's gambling. So a stock market can be gambling, but it's business. If you look at it from a long-term perspective, it's business, man. So that's what it is. Let's see what else we got here. What is the last time you ran? The last time I ran was Tuesday? Tuesday or Wednesday. I try to run almost every day, but man, I get shin splints so bad, so I'm taking time off right now, so I'm not doing any running right now. Anybody else that's a runner out there ever gets shin splints really bad? Oh man, hate it, hate it. Let's see what else we got here. Dude, Bitcoin is coming back. I know, I saw. I think it was up 7% or 9% or something like that the other day. And I saw Ripple came back. Well, pretty much all cryptos came back. If Bitcoin comes back, it's like brings up, all the coins basically. And yeah, that's good. I hope, hopefully it's, the worst is behind the crypto community there. L Brand's thoughts. I already shared about L Brand, so that will, just rewatch this when it comes out. Dude, can we hang out if I come to Vegas? You know it. You know it. When do you think you'll have a $1 million account? Interesting question. Let's see what else. Apple or Microsoft? Apple. Apple. 100%. 100%. Patriot One Technology. I remember when I first talked about that stock. Patriot One, hold on. Let's see. Let's bust out the stock tracker app here and see where Patriot One is at. Patriot One's that little spec stock, and they make the if you guys don't know, they make the equipment that can like scan your whole body. So like, say you come into a casino or a public place, and like scan your whole body and see if you got like a gun on you or a bomb on you. Or it's like crazy technology. $1.38. I don't remember what that stock was at when we first talked about it on the channel. It might have been $1.10 or something like that. I have no clue. But yeah, interesting stock, needless to say. I think it reached almost $2 at one point. All right, let's see what else we got. What broker do you recommend? If you're don't have much money, probably Robinhood. If you got a lot of money, Fidelity Investments. Hey Jeremy, what do you think about real estate investing? It's good, but it's better if you got a lot of money already. If you got a lot of money behind you, then real estate investing can be good for you. But I always take stocks over real estate investing, in my opinion. I think real estate investing can probably be easier. It'd probably be maybe less work, unless maybe you're doing like flipping of properties and you got like gut properties and things like that. That's a lot of work. But stock market 100%. But real estate investing is fine. I got nothing against it. For to massage your feet, ice cold. You know what? I've been doing that and it doesn't really help, man. But I bought these bands recently that go on your calves, and maybe that will help. We'll see. Are you working on getting that 100 millions I saw in your video earlier? Every day. Just got to chip at it like a big ice block, man. You just got to chip at it every day. Let's see what else we got here. Will you do a Christmas special this year for your course? I haven't even thought about that, man. It's just about to be summer. Don't rush the cold already. It's finally got nice here in Nevada. Got sick of those 60-degree days, man. It's freezing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So don't rush me. Don't rush me back to winter already. Hello from Florida. Love the channel. Happy to have you here. Let's see what else we got here. BlackBerry. I get a lot of questions about BlackBerry. I might have to re-look into them. I haven't looked into them in a few years, like seriously looked into them. I might have to do that. A lot of people are, requesting I talk about that. Any thoughts on Chinese stocks? Some phenomenal companies, specifically Alibaba. Baidu's, great company. You got JD. I'm trying to remember the other one I'm thinking. Oh, there's another one. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, there's a lot of phenomenal Chinese stocks. Only thing is, it kind of sucks as a U.S. investor because you really don't have any rights. If you really read into the legal documents of these Chinese companies, you're going to realize that you don't really have any rights with these Chinese companies, guys. I'm just going to be honest with you. Not saying they would like try to screw you over or anything, but I'm just saying if something really happened, you got no rights. You got no rights as a U.S. shareholder of a lot of these Chinese companies. If you really read those annual reports, if it might not matter to you because if everything's copacetic, everything's copacetic. But it's something to just think about. Do you think you would ever be more successful in New York? I do not, but it depends on what you mean by successful. Because a lot of people have always said, oh, you should start a hedge fund, you should do this and that, and I'm just not interested in that. Or either start a fund where I invest people's money, but that goes against like what I believe in, because what I believe is teaching people about, whether not just investing, but like, entrepreneurship, personal finance, because I think that's the real way, like me doing all the work for people, even though, yeah, can it be way more lucrative than what I do now? Absolutely. It's not even close. But from the perspective of it goes against like everything I kind of like represent. Like I represent like empowering people and teaching people and things like that and inspiring people and getting them excited. And so, yeah, it just kind of goes against, everything I believe in. So that's why I don't do it. Tencent, phenomenal company. Oh my gosh. Tencent, it is sick. If you really look at how many companies Tencent owns and how many companies Tencent's invested in, it's sick, guys. It's sick. Hey, somebody gave $10 in super chat. How do I see this? Oh man. Well, I'm super sorry for whoever gave the money in super chat. Oh, there it is. Family and Fit. Thank you for the $10. Thanks a lot for your content. Learn a lot. Got into the stock market about 4 months ago. Tesla and Snap. Whoa. Those are some intense stocks you're in. Tesla, Snap, 2 companies that aren't profitable. Thank you once again for the $10 super chat. Man, you're an intense investor. That's all I got to say. Tesla and Snap, holy smokers. Tesla I believe in a lot for the long term, but dang, they aren't even profitable in Snapchat. They might not be profitable for years, but interesting picks, needless to say. Roughly, when do you think the next major stock market crash will be? No clue. Just got to play it one day at a time and kind of judge things. It depends that if the economy really went off the rails, obviously stock market would crash. But who knows, when that will be or whatnot. I don't see anything on the horizon as of right now, but things can change. Should you buy one share or a whole bunch? Depends on what you can afford, honestly. Are you planning to have a discount on your membership group soon? No, I'll probably never. The membership group, there's never going to be a discount on that. That's only going to be going up. That'll, just keep going up in price and up in price. But all the people that get in, for the cheaper prices, get in for the cheaper prices. But there's no discounts on that, and there won't be because there's more and more content getting in there, so it just becomes more and more valuable. It's literally like a stock in itself. It just becomes more and more valuable. Do you like the Vegas Golden Knights? Well, I love any team that represents my city, so yes, I do. I don't watch really hockey though, but I'm pretty sure they're up 1-0 in that series. And my wife and I were just talking. We were like, imagine if they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals, and imagine if they won. I don't think that's ever been done in a sport ever. If a team actually won a championship in their first year in a new city, that'd be crazy. Do you believe Elon Musk saying that Tesla will be profitable in Q3 and Q4? Oh my goodness. That's a hard one. Do I believe? Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know, to be honest. He said a lot of things, and he's been wrong a lot of times on a lot of things. As far as from the perspective of, we're going to do 5,000 cars a week, and then, we're going to do 2,500. No, we're going to do 2,000, things like that. So I don't know if I can believe him, but I believe in this company a lot long term. I believe in him long term, but as far as short term goals, he doesn't have a very good track record of meeting short term goals. So just going to throw that out there. How was it having a job and doing YouTube on the side? It was not super hard because when I started YouTube, I had just been in my real estate marketing company, very early on. So it's not like I had a million real estate marketing customers. When it got challenging was really in 2017 because the YouTube channel was really starting to build. We had well over 10,000 subscribers, I think, and we were getting like 10,000 a month kind of. And the channel was really building in a big way, or no, maybe not 10,000 a month, probably like 5,000 subscribers a month. So the channel was really building and I was doing daily. And then my real estate business, I just kept getting more and more customers, and then it got insane. And that's why in January of this past year, I decided to shut down the real estate marketing company, and just focus full time on YouTube and other passive income streams and whatnot. But 2016, the year I actually started the YouTube channel, it wasn't hard. 2017 was when it got hard because I had this I was doing daily, and then, the real estate marketing company. And then it was, I was still making way more money from real estate marketing than from YouTube and YouTube related things. And so it was like, am I just wasting my time on YouTube? And those thoughts would go through my mind sometimes. And then it was like, see the growth in YouTube. And I was like, oh, I'm freaking out here taking pictures of this house, and I could be recording a video right now, and such just happened. I could be getting so many views. And, it was just, 2017 was tough. Let's put it that way. But it was tough in a good way, you know what I mean? It's like, when you got two things that are going really good in your life at the same time, it's tough in a good way rather than two things that are going bad. Let's put it that way. Jeremy, what do you think of Twitter long term? Not a huge fan of Twitter. I mean, I have a Twitter account for the channel, but I don't even do anything on it because almost no one gets action. Like I look at like accounts on Twitter, right? That let's say have 1 million followers, and when they do a post, they'd be lucky to get like 100 hearts. I'm like, that's horrible interaction. Like maybe 1% or less than 1% of the people, will their followers will even see a post they do. That's horrible, man. That's just not good metrics. So Twitter's not a company I really like. They're not a company I think is going out of business or something. I think they're going to stick around, but it's just it's not good interaction. Do you think Netflix is something to purchase even now when they are above $300? I'm not interested in it just because it's so highly valued and whatnot. Is there any stocks for Coachella? I do not believe so. I bet you that guy that owns the land that Coachella's on, I bet you he makes bank off that. Could you imagine how much that guy makes? There's a guy that owns the land that Coachella actually happens on. I wonder how much he rents out that land for the concert. He probably makes like 25 million just for renting out the land or something insane. Like that's crazy. Thank you for the $5 there, Artem. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. How do you think today's announced strike in Syria will affect the stock market Monday? Your guess is as good as mine, man. People always want to hear my short-term predictions. I'm not a short-term person. I'm a long-term investor. And whether the markets go down or up, it's like whatever happens, whatever happens. I mean, if I had to guess, maybe negative, but I don't even know. I don't know. Maybe it won't even have an effect. It's so hard to make day by day predictions unless it's something you feel super strong about or something. It's really hard. I'm a long term guy. I'm not a short term guy. If you watch a channel for a while, you guys know I'm a long term thinker, long term investor. So, let's see, Jeremy. Is there such thing as an industry being overcrowded, too much competition when trying to make money online? Well, as with all spaces, anything in business related, yeah, if you got more competitors, if things get harder and harder, it depends on the competitive moat you have around you. It's no different. Looking at business and making money online or anything, it's no different than viewing an investment, right? When I view an investment, I think about what's the competitive moat around that? What gives this company an advantage over these other companies? Those type of things. That's how you got to think about. And if you're in a company or you're trying to do something, you don't have a competitive advantage over the competitors you're going against. It's tough, man. You're swimming uphill. Let's just put it that way in that type of situation. All right, what else we got here? Jeremy, do you think the stock market went down specifically today, even though or why do you think it went down specifically? No idea. Bank earnings were strong. EPS beat across the board. A lot of revenue beats out there, but yeah, the stock market didn't go up. I don't know. You never know. The stock market doesn't make sense sometimes. That's the bottom line. What's your opinion on Amazon FBA and drop shipping? There's a lot of money to be made out there, but it depends on if you're willing to put in the work to get good at it. That's the thing. It's not like you're just you just set something up and then you make money from it. It's not that easy. But if you're willing to put in the work, learn, adapt strategies and whatnot, there's money to be made in that game. There's a lot of people making a lot of money in that game. So, all right, one last question. This is it, last one, and then I'm getting off this live stream. Let's see. Thoughts on Michael Kors stock? Oh my gosh, I was just looking at Michael Kors recently. I don't want to share my thoughts yet, but I'm very interested in Michael Kors stock. So, anyways, that's where we'll end it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on the live stream, as always. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. I don't know if I'm going to release a video tomorrow. Might not. We'll see. Should probably release a video Sunday, though. So, anyways, have a great one, guys. Talk to you later. Peace.